Welcome back to the podcast where it's anything but the norm. Here to have combos only found in the dorm. I'm your host, Tyler Gentry, with my co host,
Patrick Farrell.
and we're back for another episode of Dorm Talk. So, recently, people have been getting sick. I've been sick, as you could probably hear in my voice. It's getting cold.
Everybody's been sick here.
What is it like? As soon as it dropped like below like 60 degrees, then like everyone I knew just started coughing like crazy. And it's been like terrible. I know I was like, oh my gosh, I was like coughing up mucus like everywhere. It was bad.
Nice.
It was real bad. But
I'm really happy to hear all about that.
I mean, I don't know how you've been. I just know like
I've been
a lot of
fine.
people.
I've been one of the few people I know who hasn't been sick yet. Like, I've been chilling. I'm just waiting for something bad to happen, honestly.
I just
But,
keep my emergency on me, you know, and drink some of that, get some more vitamin C vitamins. Wait, vitamin C vitamins. The gummies, I got those. They're like oranges. Let's go orange.
nice.
You know, eat some of those and then let the body do its thing. You know what I mean? I definitely need to sleep after this because it's going to be like so bad trying to recover. But anyways, besides being sick, we're happy to be back.
Yes, we are.
For the next few episodes, we're going to be having a bit of a schedule change because it's that time of the year, midterms.
It is midterms.
Yeah, I think I have my
Now I
first.
have 2 on the same day,
Yeah, I
and then a
have.
presentation in between.
Oh, don't we have the same class for that presentation? Or do you have a presentation?
I'm
in
talking about a
different class?
Spanish presentation.
Oh, ooh, okay, that's bad.
Midterm, Spanish presentation, midterm, all within 4 hours. Yeah, real fun day.
So we're going to be now doing every other week until midterms end, you know, like probably around what, like early November-ish?
Yeah, late
Yeah.
October. Bro,
Around there.
it's popping off.
Huh?
Nothing.
No, something around there. So yeah, like around like November-ish, we'll be going back to the weekly schedule. But I know you guys will miss our beautiful faces, of course. You know, Patrick looking like you just got a haircut. Did you get a haircut?
No, I did not get a
Did not get a
haircut.
haircut? Wow.
No.
It's just I haven't seen you in a minute. It's the eyes. I'm getting sick. My sick eyes see something different.
Gotcha. No, I have not gotten a haircut. I've never gotten a haircut here, like in Syracuse.
Why not?
Why not?
I forgot. Having
I
straight
just-
hair, you can't just get your hair cut like that. You know what I mean? Like me, I'd have to get my hair cut like at the very least, every month.
No. No, I don't need to do
For
that.
you, was it like every like 4 months?
Usually like 3.
3? Perks of having straight hair could not be me. But
I
you guys have to
guess.
wash your hair every night, so I don't feel that bad. It could not be me.
All right, bro. Whatever.
But how have you been, Patrick?
I've been good. I've been busy. This weekend, I honestly didn't do too much. It was a nice little reset. But very busy, like disgustingly busy.
Disgustingly busy. I feel you on that.
Like I'm done with school.
I definitely feel you on that. I'm very much done with school as well. Like too much work, too much being thrown at me at one time. I feel like professors, they just like, even though they have everything scheduled out, it's just like, I don't know. You think you have enough time, and then you actually start to do it, and then you realize it takes a lot more time than you planned, and then you realize you don't have time to do the other things that are going to take longer than you planned, and it just starts to just snowball into.
Yeah, I've been procrastinating
Or yeah,
more than
and that,
usual
you
this
know,
year.
That too.
Yeah.
I get
Just
into those
papers not
YouTube
even
loops.
being started until day of.
Okay, well
like-
maybe you just need to be a better student.
Oh, I
Shake your
do. I
head.
definitely just need to be a better
It's
student.
okay. Could not be
For
me.
sure.
Bro. I start the day. Actually, that's
Yeah,
that's
studious
past.
Tyler over here.
I first semester of school, freshman year, I used to start like the day of that they would give it to me. Now I do it like a few days
The
before.
day that it got assigned.
Yeah.
Oh, studious
I
Tyler.
know, I was a different breed, I'm not gonna lie. And then I realized that being studious in college is not entertaining.
It's a scam.
So, you know, and once I realized, honestly, what opened my eyes to how college kids actually, like, do homework and stuff was when I realized I don't have to actually read some of the textbooks that
Oh,
they give me.
never.
I used to like
Never.
word for word, bar for bar, read every
I did
single
that
page.
for maybe the first month of
Yeah,
school
that's what I
last
did.
year.
And then I realized like it was the one day that I came in, and I didn't read like a thing at all because I was just too busy that day before. And I'm like, dang, I'm about to get like I'm about to fail, whatever. Da 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 da. Boom, dude comes in, learn everything, do everything fine. Nothing really happens. I get no consequences for it, and I'm like, so
Nah, it
this
does
is
nothing.
cap. So I don't have to read this. So I don't.
Especially, have you taken any philosophy classes?
I'm not taking philosophy. I know that's a
The
writing intensive,
readings
right?
for those classes are just insane. I think in my philosophy class now, like if I actually did the readings, I'd be reading 60 to 100 pages every week.
That's actually crazy.
It's just like,
That's
how
a
do you even
writing
expect
intensive,
me to
right?
do this? That's a writing intensive,
Yeah, I was never taking that as a
The
writing
other one that I
intensive.
took wasn't, though, and it was pretty much the same
Right now I'm taking
amount of reading.
interpretation of fiction and what else am I taking? Well, my other writing intensive was writing about black culture, and now it's interpretation of fiction. So that was like that's my thing. Right now I'm supposed to be writing about some science fiction novel about like some I don't know some African woman traveling through space to some planet that's turned into a school. I don't know.
The
Anyways,
planet is a school?
no, like so. Think of Syracuse,
Gotcha.
but they bought a planet, and the whole
Syracuse bought a planet.
like the campus is a planet. Like they're supposed to be like in the future, and like a whole university is a
Bro,
planet.
they went straight from Euclid to space?
Yeah, to
You're
Earth,
just
bro.
buying planets?
Buying Earth, yeah. But no, that's what I'm doing for like that. So I have to start getting on an essay for that soon too. But besides school, I think I mean, life's been pretty chill. No pun intended with the cold.
It's not that cold. People are overreacting.
Okay, it's like
It's nice.
48
It's
degrees. It's
nice.
It's a bit chilly. That's
I still
cold.
got my fan on. I don't care.
To the people watching, what temperature would you consider cold? Would you what temperature would
Well,
you
it's
say you
weird.
need to put a jacket on?
It's also weird here to say that it's cold when it's like 55 because we both know, give it another month and we're going to be averaging like 15.
Just because it could be worse doesn't justify the fact that it's
But,
still
like-
cold. Like
I guess.
that's like you said. What was it in class when I was like, after listening to Honestly Nevermind, I mean, CLB is not that bad.
That's what you
But-
said.
Well, that's what I
You
said. No,
said.
no, but you were like, oh, just because the one thing could be worse doesn't make the bad thing like better now.
Yeah. Well, you were saying after honestly, Nevermind made you feel better about CLB, and I was like, oh, so if Drake just consistently drops worse albums,
That's
then
true.
they'll look better. as they
CLB,
go.
honestly, like coming back
That's
to
bullshit.
CLB honestly
Is
is
trash. We don't have to talk about that in depth. I feel like that's
CLB.
what debate is there to be had. That album is objectively trash. There's nothing good
Okay,
to it.
well, if we're talking
Champagne
about-
Poetry, you can delete the rest of the album.
If we're talking about
Delete
objectively
it.
bad, there's a lot. We might as well, what are we, Anthony Fantano now? Like,
No.
because there's a lot of objectively bad albums.
Although if Drake wants to send us those vegan cookie recipes,
I mean, speaking of like bad albums, great transition, Patrick.
Oh God.
So one of the things that we didn't get to talk about last week was, we touched on it before in our last episode about DaBaby's album, but we found out that his album sold 16K units in its first week.
I think that's a good first week.
In comparison to his other albums like Baby on Baby, which sold over 120,000 units. That's about,
Baby on Baby did 120K?
I think it was either Baby on Baby.
It had to be Kirk.
It was either one of those albums, but I think it
Because
was
he blew up because of Baby on Baby. Like, I wouldn't have expected the first
No, it was
week for
another.
that to be
It was
that crazy.
yeah, it was either Kirk or one of those.
It had
Sold
to be
like
Kirk.
over 100K first week. In units, right? That's about a 90% drop.
That's tough.
Do you know how crazy that is? Like
Sucks
genuinely
to
think about
suck,
that.
bro.
Like, imagine going from being top 10 on Billboard to not even able to get 500 people at your concert, and then not even able to get plus 20K units on a surprise drop, which NBA YoungBoy was able to surprise drop and get at least a minimum of 30K.
I only heard one song off that album. Crazy.
Is it actually good?
Crazy. The one song that I heard, I loved.
I don't
And the
listen to
cover
NBA
for it was
YoungBoy.
crazy too.
Didn't he just drop a new project too now? Like he
He
dropped
dropped on Friday.
No, I'm talking about before. There was his surprise like
I
he
have
dropped
no
another
idea.
surprise album before. I think it was him in the black trench coat, as the cover art.
I don't remember this at all.
No, yeah, it was. I need to listen. I need to get on the NBA YoungBoy wave. I really don't listen to NBA YoungBoy like that.
You don't strike me as an NBA young boy kind of
See,
fan.
I used to in like 2016, 2017 when
Back
he
in
was
my
like
old days.
when he was dropping the one. He dropped the one album where it was
Oh,
like a
yeah,
white
Drip.
background and he was
Top.
like praying.
Was it Top?
Top.
Is that the one that you're talking about?
The one that he dropped in 20. I think it was like.
Oh
2016.
no! You're talking about this one, right?
Oh yeah, Till Death Call My Name.
Yeah.
Till Death. Oh my. Yo, Till Death Call My Name. Insane album. Like insane. Top 10 NBA YoungBoy album. No
he
cap.
just drops all the time.
To be
Oh
honest,
my
that's the one
God.
thing that the Gucci Man type beat. Have you
Seriously,
seen?
he has what 1, 2,
You know,
3,
Gucci Man has like I think
5
like
albums out
70
this
something
year.
mixtape.
Oh yeah, Gucci. Well, have you heard him talk about how he makes music? He's
What
like,
is-
I can make a whole album in a week, and I'm not somebody who sits on an album. Like, if we finish the album, I put it out. Like, that's it. So I can make it in a week. It drops the week after.
That's just low effort though. Like that's just saying I make a song. As soon as I make 12 songs, I get a cool cover art and then I drop an album.
It's Gucci, man.
Have you seen the cover arts for Gucci?
Yeah.
It'll be like a terribly like photoshopped picture of
The
him.
best one was the Glacier.
There was one with him as like Buzz Lightyear. And it was like his face photoshopped on the Buzz Lightyear. It's so bad. Like it
That's great.
to those who are watching, or if Patrick, if you feel like putting a picture of it, just like
I'll find
Google-
the Buzz Lightyear mixtape.
just Google Gucci Mane mixtape art and
Gucci
just
Mane,
like
the Toy
it's
Story.
some of the funniest. Like it's so bad. It's like yeah, it really is mixtape era.
They should do like a whole like art gallery just with all of his album covers.
But he sold like 70. He did not sold 70. He made 74 mixtapes. I forget how much money he made off of it, but if imagine he did that during streaming, that's honestly probably what's giving NBA YoungBoy a lot of money. I honestly wonder what his like recording funds and deals are, because if you think about it, right, like if he's getting signed to, I don't know what label he's a part of, but say he's signed to like whatever label, what is his deal consisting of? Because if they want him on for like 3 albums, but he's dropping like
That's
5
like 6
in-
months.
yeah, 5 in exactly, like 5 in 1 year. It's like, bro, like, and they know it's gonna be commercially successful because it's just NBA YoungBoy, right?
Is he still the biggest artist on YouTube?
On YouTube,
He was the biggest, like
I thought
the
it was
most
no, I
streamed
thought it
artist
was,
on YouTube for.
no, Rod Wave was at
No,
one
I'm
point.
telling you, it's been NBA YoungBoy for like 3
Recent-
years straight.
Recently, I mean,
I don't
can
know
s-
if he's-
I can
like, I
see
don't know
that.
if it's
I know Rod
been the
Wave
same this
was like during the pandemic. Rod Wave was like the most streamed like on YouTube,
And look at him now.
which is crazy because his music videos like make no fucking sense. Like it's literally just like him doing random shit around like I don't know, like wherever he's at, and then they just put a montage of it and just put the song behind it, and it's
That's
just
art.
like.
That's art.
But no, I do wonder what his deals are like, because that means like the label
NBA
is like
YoungBoy, if you want to send us a PDF of your recording contract,
yeah, facts.
that'd be
'cause
really kind of you.
is the label just backing out like what does the recording fund even
Hella
look
options. That's all.
Yeah,
it
like
is.
but I'm like, yo, there's no way that the label's just backing out like 500K every like 3 months. Just
Nah, he signed a super max.
yeah, there's like I don't know how that works for NBA YoungBoy, because it'll take like people a minute to drop an album, and that'll be like the album for like the next like 2 years.
Have you ever seen the picture of the like 14-year-old kid with his like platinum plaque for because he produced an NBA YoungBoy song?
Oh, I've never seen that.
He's like a middle schooler. He was posted up in his cafeteria with his
He
plaque.
probably got like $50 for that, like $50 for the feature or something. Honestly,
Damn, that's
there's
fucked up.
no. I mean, think about it, right? So honestly, you could really go to like, if keeping it a buck. If you were like the smart thing, it would be fucked up. But the smart thing to do as a major artist would be, for like, say Drake wants a beat, go on YouTube, and reach out to one of those like, was it type beat people? I promise you, you could pay them for a lower amount, and they will just hop on the song because they just rather have a credit. Because if they were able to say they like the fact that you as a producer with no credits can be able to say, oh yeah, I have an NBA YoungBoy credit, regardless of the amount of money that man pays you, is probably gonna be like worth it in general.
I guess.
Because the thing is, you don't really have a lot of leverage to be like, oh yeah, NBA YoungBoy, since it's you, pay me.
I was just saying, like, that's a crazy flex for
Oh, that is a crazy
14-year-old
flex.
kid.
Yeah,
I
that
wasn't
is-
necessarily saying, like, oh, look at all this money he made. Oh, I wonder
No,
how
no,
the
no, yeah.
splits work. Like,
I mean,
don't-
that is a crazy flex.
just, like, imagine being in 8th grade and you pull up to your school with a platinum plaque.
It'll be cool, but like people, I don't know.
What?
People, I'm saying like people forget about producers though, like because
Nobody in his school is forgetting who that
Oh
kid
no,
is.
no, of course not. Oh no, you'll be like,
yo, that's a kid who worked with a young boy.
oh yeah, no.
Oh, 14-year-old white kid.
But as soon as you
holding
hit
a
high
flag.
school, it'd be like, yeah, bro made one song with Youngboy that nobody listens to anymore, and da 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 da.
Nah. Icon status, for
Icon
sure.
status. How
For sure.
many producers get like forgotten about, bro?
Not him. I couldn't tell you his name, though.
Have you heard of that? The one producer slash like artist Friday. He was on. He was the guy who was who made God Did. Like the beat for God Did.
Okay.
Dude.
Are you, wait, you're telling me it wasn't DJ Khaled?
Okay, what? Shut the fuck up.
DJ Khaled didn't produce that song?
Friday, he's been like blowing up recently, and he's been featuring on like a few people. I forget which songs, but like he's so fucking dope. You have to check him out.
All right.
Friday, he's so fucking dope.
Shout out Friday.
Facts. No, he's dope. But yeah, so we had started from DaBaby, but what are your thoughts on the fall of DaBaby? Do you, honestly,
I didn't hear a single song off that album. Not one. It is what it is. Like, I know he's saying that he got blackballed and, like, Ebro got him off Apple, but nobody cares. Like, I understand that you're DaBaby, so, like, everybody thinks that you're still relevant, but if you're saying that your music is not getting streamed because of like corporate whatever, and then you also can't sell 500 tickets to a show, I don't think you're getting blackballed, dude. Like, I think that's supply and demand right there.
honestly, DaBaby has really done it to himself. Like he has no one else to blame but himself when it comes to this type of stuff. Cause I mean, look at his antics. Like,
Hey, he hasn't done anything in like 4 months.
well, yeah, but I'm saying, well, that's because people don't care what he's doing right now. If you talk about like, people cared about what DaBaby was doing because, well, for one, he was a meme at one point, and then because his face as a car was a meme. Then he also
oh my God, bro.
also
He's
blew
been
up.
around for a long time.
Yeah,
It's
he
been
also
4 years.
He also blew up because the whole thing with what he said about the LGBTQ community, whatever, at his concert. Then he had an issue where he got into a fight. Then he also, like, he originally blew up too because he had, what do you do? Yeah, he had shot someone in Walmart out of like self-defense, whatever that situation is.
Oh, wasn't there like a home invader too?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that was DaBaby.
He
There's a home invader that he shot.
tried to.
That one, like, all right, if somebody's coming,
I think
to
he
your
punched a
house.
fan because they put like their phone light in his face. He also tried to kiss a fan who rejected him.
Damn, we're just going down the list.
I'm telling you, DaBaby
Poor
has like
DaBaby.
he's beaten up. I think a security guard at one. There's a lot of situations that he's put himself in, and I think after a while, people just kind of got bored.
Just
of
look
it.
up DaBaby and go hit news on Google. I'm sure you'll find all of it.
Yeah, people just get tired of it. I'm kind of tired of DaBaby too. He hasn't
Yep,
really tried
Music's
anything.
been stale forever.
Okay,
So
you're just a hater, but nah, he is boring. He is boring though. Like you get like it gets old. Like I don't want to listen to the same song you made in 2018, but with a new beat in 2022. You know what I mean?
exactly, I'll just go and listen to the old songs.
But I mean, it is what it is. So I don't think the baby's getting blackballed, but you know whatever they
No.
want to say. Now, the one thing I definitely wanted to talk about, the Kanye controversy with the White Lives Matter shirt. So, as always, I am a huge connoisseur of Blackie Speaks. So, watching some Blackie Speaks, and I hear about.
That's a YouTuber.
Yeah,
For
he's a
those who
YouTuber.
don't
He's a
know.
music YouTuber. He reports on like music news and all that type of stuff. So I was watching him, and then I saw the whole thing because he made a video about the whole Kanye controversy thing. He was standing with Candace Owens, right? And she's supposed to be like, I think like a very popular conservative. I don't really know much about her. I know she
She's
has something to
crazy.
do with like,
That's all you gotta know. She's crazy.
yeah, it was something to do with politics. Very conservative person, very popular, I guess, for her opinions or whatever that a lot of people either agree or don't
She's
agree
just
with.
crazy. That's it. I'm telling
Okay.
you.
And then we have Mr. Kanye West, aka Ye. It
Formerly
was
known
his.
as Kanye West.
It was his fashion show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at his own fashion show,
Yeezy
had a
season.
picture with Candace Owens wearing a shirt that says "White Lives Matter," and it was like literally designed the exact same way Black Lives Matter is, except just with white lives instead of black lives. The black community was like, we do not like this. You have betrayed. You have turned to the dark side. He's in the sunken place. Da 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 da. Whatever was going on, like black people were very upset about this, and I guess. Well, I mean, I guess it'd be weird to ask your take, but I mean, what is your take on this, Patrick? White man, Patrick.
I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I know he was talking all about how, like, I think he said the movement was a scam, like the BLM movement was a scam, which I think was a poor way to, like, get his idea across, because I think he was trying to talk about the actual, like, LLC.
Yeah. Okay. To be fair, the
'Cause that is true.
the actual organization did get caught up in a lot of scandals where they were taking the money that was given to them and just like the people at the top were just using it to buy like mansions, luxury items, basically just wasting the money on everything that had nothing to do with actual Black Lives Matter. However, it seems like
Yeah. What is he
continue.
doing, though? Like, that's... Seriously, what are you thinking? Like, he was just on Tucker Carlson right afterwards, too. I don't know what to say about this, honestly.
I think. See, the thing is with Kanye, I'd be giving him a grain of salt because sometimes, like, when you. Like, he's more of like a hindsight person, where it's like he
Yeah,
looks.
Sway did have the answers.
Yeah, he looks dumb crazy, and then in hindsight, you realize like, okay, he actually did have a point. He just is so emotionally unintelligent that he's unable to like articulate it in a way that people can get behind. Because if his whole point was to say that the organization is corrupt, that could have been done in a totally different way. Because the concept of Black Lives Matter is what I guess was taken as disrespected in the situation. And for him to, I guess, kind of make that into a joke with the shirt or whatever, um, was just not taken in a great way, especially because it's just like then you have another person, Candace Owens, who's just like two black people are basically just like shitting on like just Black Lives Matter, and what was their response to it? Didn't they like follow up?
Kanye and Candace Owens.
Yeah, one. I don't know if they had any extra.
I didn't follow too much on what they had to
I didn't
say
follow either. I
afterwards,
haven't.
other
Yeah.
than all of the conversations that Kanye, like, tweeted out.
And what did Kanye tweet out? I know you're on Twitter. All
He
the
got
time.
texts from, I want to say Puff was one of them.
Wait, what?
I can't remember who the other one
Wait,
was
P
that I
Diddy
saw.
texted Kanye.
Yeah, like there was one other person, but both of them are basically like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this is terrible. Like, I don't know what you're like. Please, you got to stop this. Like, we got to talk this out because obviously you're lost right now. Was basically the idea of all those texts, and he was Kanye was Kanye in those responses. The highlight was "Good to hear from you, bitch." Just to start, which I think is hilarious. But he's basically like, "Yeah, I'm not listening to you guys anymore. Like, I'm gonna do me."
I
Because
think
he's Kanye. I mean, what else do we expect at this point?
I think it's so sad to see, because I remember like last semester, when that whole situation of him and Kim, uh, like breaking up and everything or divorcing, and he was just going crazy on Instagram with the Pete Davidson memes.
Well, he's doing the same thing now for Gap and
But he
Adidas.
had said like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna chill out on Instagram and stuff," and now here he
Well,
is
he got
back again.
banned.
Oh, he's banned now?
He got banned on Instagram, and I think they locked him out of his Twitter
Oh, when did this happen? Recently?
yesterday, today, something like
Oh,
that.
I don't be on Instagram. That's crazy. I did not know that.
I'm 95% sure about those.
That's crazy.
I'll
Wow.
put it in the edit if I'm
I
wrong.
did not know
but
that.
I'm pretty sure I saw that, yeah. So he's like done. They're getting him out like Andrew Tate.
Yo, do you know? You know what's crazy? So they banned Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah.
Then they had him on I think they had him on like a TV show or something.
Tucker Carlson.
No, it was called Piers Morgan.
Oh, that just happened. Yeah,
I saw that on YouTube. It was in my YouTube recommendation. I don't know why, but it was in my YouTube recommendation. I was watching it. Low-key, that was kind of a setup interview. I'm not gonna lie, cause like the way they were questioning him and everything was pretty bad, and he had said something about, "I'm not that bad of a guy because if people watching me is bad, while y'all like sit back and like have your kids listen to like Megan Thee Stallion and
Lil
listen,
Nas. Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas
That's what he
X
said.
and
No, it's
drill
Lil Nas.
and Lil Nas
Lil Nas.
and and like drill artists who blatantly talk about like murdering and killing, then I'm not the person that you should be worried about. Which I mean, to some extent,
I mean, yeah, there is some merit to that.
yeah, there is some merit to that, but there's also like a lot of context lacking that of like why there's music like that out there. But whatever, it's that like he is somewhat making a fair point, like in the sense of like there are a lot of other mediums that are a lot worse. So it's like kind of hypocritical to play like the moral high ground from which content is worse than the other, because it's not like he's like going out telling people to like go like attack people or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or inciting violence.
Yeah.
But either way, whatever. I'm not an Andrew Tate apologist. Like,
I see a Andrew Tate and Kanye West meeting happening in the near future.
bro, that would be
I'm
hilarious.
telling you. Think about it. Who does Kanye have to talk to anymore?
They also just banned.
Literally
Do
nobody.
you know Sneeko?
Yeah.
They just banned him on
Yeah.
YouTube too.
I think I did see that.
Cause there was I forget why, but there was like a video I think he had made, and he was just wilding out as usual, on YouTube, and yeah, YouTube. I think it showed up somewhere in like some sort of court case or something like that, and they just banned him after that. It was something about like I think he got like one of his videos got caught up and it was considered like hate speech or something like that.
Damn.
So like they're like cracking down on people now, like in this community. Like it's not like a meme anymore. Like people are really getting banned, and it's like I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's just like oh wow,
Hey,
like
certain people deserve to be banned.
Do you think
That's what
Andrew
I'll
Tate
say.
deserved to be banned?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
I'm from Cleveland, right?
Mm.
So a lot of the people that I grew up with, went to school with, like they were the ones who introduced me to Andrew Tate. They're like, yo, have you heard of this guy? Like, kind of as a joke, but still Like, they knew who he was. And there are a lot of people who, like, as he got bigger, a lot of people, like, back home who were very much listening to everything he had to say and, like, basically practicing.
Oh, that's kind of
Like,
weird.
yeah, it's weird. Like, I know, especially at a college in New York, like, we don't think that there's that many people who would take Andrew Tate that seriously, but there are definitely that many people who are taking Andrew Tate that seriously. Same thing with Kanye. Like,
But the issue is like,
Kanye's a little weird because
my
he
issue is
pissed
like,
everybody off.
it's we in that same sense, right? You could argue that people are being influenced by Andrew Tate. However, by banning him, we are choosing who we think is okay to be influenced by. Because there's other people that influence others just as much as Andrew Tate. Just as you could say, maybe, do you know who Corey Kenshin is?
No.
Okay, he's like a huge video game YouTuber. Who's a YouTuber that's like huge? That
Kenshin, it's like
Corey-
K-E-N-S-A.
Corey
Yeah, I've
Kenshin.
heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, who's like another big YouTuber that's like, you know, like people like I Show Speed, that
But,
guy.
like, what are they doing? That's
But that's
actually,
not. I
like,
mean, that's not the
detrimental.
point. The point is what I'm saying is that they obviously do things that also influence kids as well, right? And they like have a mass audience. The point is just like, if you're going to choose like the moral high ground of who we're allowed to like let the crowd take serious and who we're not allowed to, like, then it's just like it just starts to go into the intricacies of like free speech type. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
'Cause-
I think there's a difference between, like,
No, I definitely
being
agree.
influenced
yeah.
by I Show Speed because he's yelling at some game or video or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and being
I-
influenced by Andrew Tate, who is saying that he, like, would never let his girlfriend leave the house.
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely agree that Andrew Tate is a very extremist person. I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, but also at the same time, like, I also realize that, like, people also need to, like, learn to think for themselves, you know what I mean? And so even though I know that can be hard to, like,
No, that's
do,
true. That's true.
Like, you just telling people that, oh, this guy's wrong just makes it seem like, or just censoring whatever we feel, whatever people feel like is bad, then that just goes down like a huge slippery slope. Instead of just being like, letting an actual mature people be like, okay, well, he's saying this, and then I go outside, and obviously that's not true. You go out, like, if you really just go outside after
But
listening
I think
to
the
Andrew
thing
Tate,
is there's a lot of people who can't tell the difference.
that's because they haven't, like, because the audience is a young audience. Okay, who are the people that
Not
actually have time?
necessarily.
Was it like
Not necessarily.
our age?
We're talking about people influenced by Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Bro, my old managers would.
Are you serious?
I haven't talked to them about it.
How old
but,
is
like,
it? How old is he?
Andrew Tate?
No, you're the.
Oh, like 30.
Ew! What the fuck?
Oh.
Why is he watching
I'm
Andrew
telling
Tate?
you, people, like,
My boss.
we're in
knows
New
about
York. You're from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay. Ohio is a very different place from both of those states. Very different people, very different.
It's bothering me that I can't
views.
finish this. But anyways, keep going.
So, like, when I first saw videos from Andrew Tate, I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, this is going to be bad. There's going to be a lot of people here who really like what this guy has to say and are really willing to give him a platform and take his words as gospel, basically. That's what I have to say. I'm not calling anybody out specifically,
That's interesting.
but
Because
like,
I guess
think there's more people than you realize, like, regardless of age, that hear somebody like Andrew Tate and they're like, oh my God, this guy's right. And he obviously has this huge platform, so it must be okay to talk like that, act like that.
that's so interesting. I never really thought about that like that because it's just like, I don't know. You just kind of. I don't know, because, like, some of the stuff he says, it's like you could easily know, like, if you interact. Okay, so for example, he talks a lot about, like, relationships and like women and all
Isn't
that.
that all he talks about?
Yeah, basically.
I've never
females.
heard him talk about like anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah. So he talks about that,
It's
right?
just what
And
is it, modern
so
masculinity or whatever. Traditional masculinity, my bad.
all that good stuff. And so what I'm thinking is like, okay, well, you go outside and you interact with like any woman, and you'll realize that like no woman actually acts like that, or especially if you're already in a relationship, which I know like a lot of people probably aren't. You'll realize that Andrew Tate is maybe wrong? Question mark. Or if you actually,
Andrew Tate is wrong?
yeah, or maybe you could like, if you go outside and actually shoot your shot with someone. But I also understand that there's a lot more nuances to it, because in certain cases, Andrew Tate does have a point, because some of the people that he describes, there are people who are like that, in
Like what?
like some of the women and some of the tendencies that he actually describes. There are actual women who act like that, and women who actually do those things.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when you say he's such a huge figure that for some reason, and especially the thing is like those type of women are the women that are getting like platforms or being brought onto platforms. Like that's where you see those alpha male podcasts. They bring like the worst representations of women, and then they treat it as like this is like the woman that represents.
women.
Yeah, this is all women. Like this, and it's like it looks so stupid because it's like, bro, like you can't like. That's like bringing like the most stereotypical like black person ever to your podcast, and then being like, yeah, so this is black people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the issue with it. And I also realized, those videos that like they interview girls on the street or out of like nightclubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of those questions I realize are like very leading questions. Like they'll like ask them yes or no questions that lead them to certain answers that just make them look bad so they can prove their point. Or like one of those lose-lose situation type of answers, where it'll be like, oh, do you think the man should pay or whatever? Or do you think a relationship would be 50-50 or something like that? And it'd be like, yeah. And then be like, oh, then would you want to blah, 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 blah. Or like, would you want to pay to get into a club? And they'll say no. They'll be like, oh, so you only like using men, then da, 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 da. Like, it's like shit like that. Like, right? So it'll just be like just dumb interviews. But yeah, interesting. I wouldn't say it's sad to see him go. He kind of got boring to me personally. I don't really listen.
Kanye?
Nah, Kanye is always interesting. He keeps his antics. It's like you never expect it to happen. Like I was like, okay, him going crazy on Gap or whatever, kind of predictable, right? Him putting on a White Lives Matter shirt was not expecting,
I wouldn't call it predictable, but like we've also.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty crazy, but you don't know like the extent of craziness,
When was the whole slavery was a choice thing?
That was, I think, like 2 years ago, maybe.
2
I remember
years
seeing
ago?
it on TMZ. Bro, oh my God, that just reminded me.
Oh, Draymond?
Yes, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wait. I have a real question for you. You're
Bro.
not. No, you're not on Twitter. Never mind.
I'm
Have
not-
you ever heard of Ballsack Sports? That's a real question.
Clip this.
Have you? Like I'm being serious.
No, I've never heard of ball sack sports.
Okay, so it's a kid from, I think he's from Ohio, but he started like a fake Twitter account just called Ballsack Sports, like obviously a parody account, and just started tweeting out like fake news. He's been picked up and like used by ESPN, by like major channels, like
They're
major
picking up his
media
ball
outlets
sacks.
have said like according to sources, and the source is Ballsack Sports. Like it's all fake, but he came up with a whole thing of why they were fighting, like all the things that Poole was saying to Draymond. Oh my God,
Dude, all right, so I didn't really know about it, and I was on YouTube, as always, because that's the best place to be when you're bored. RDC World, they made a skit about it.
oh yeah,
And I was like, huh? And then I looked it up on YouTube. Bro, like,
He got knocked
Draymond,
out.
he hit that man hard. Like, it wasn't just like, yo, like, you pissed me off, bing. Like, He like, it's my
Bing.
my punch sound effect. He like he really like. It was like he was almost aiming just to like really hurt the guy like
Oh, for
bad.
sure.
And I'm like, that's crazy. And there was another video where it was like the reactions of like people of like NBA players, and they were like, they don't condone fighting, but the real issue that they have is more of like, you hit the man like as if he wasn't your teammate. Like you like really was trying to like put hands on him. And I was like, that's such a crazy like, I don't know. I just really wonder what put him over the edge. After like all these years of being in the NBA where people talk trash, the fans,
Well,
you
there's
know.
also a clip like of Draymond on his podcast talking about how he likes that energy from Poole. Like he likes that he always talks back. Like he thinks it's cool to see like somebody that young kind of holding their own. That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah. The one thing that's actually kind of funny though that honestly I don't get is like trash talk is cool, but they're low-key kind of too old for that. Like Steph Curry's what, like mid-30s, Draymond's mid-30s, and it's like, bro, like I don't know. After a point, it's like,
You see, Steph wasn't anywhere. Wasn't trying to break it up.
bro, Steph
Nothing.
is
You know who would have?
Steph is golden boy.
LeBron.
LeBron. Bro, LeBron. I'm surprised LeBron has never gotten into a fight.
Who wants to fight LeBron?
Bro, you act
Oh,
like
he's
LeBron.
literally in a fighting game.
Yo, I've not played multiverses in a minute.
Neither have I.
But yo, nah, LeBron is he's pretty jacked.
Nobody wants to fight LeBron.
Steph Curry is not trying to get into that because he's the golden boy. I feel bad for the Warriors because there was no
I don't.
reason. There's no reason why that video should have got leaked.
Well, I heard the first number that I saw was 2.6 million that whoever leaked it got. And then TMZ came out and was like, nah, that is absolutely false. And then the last number I saw was 10K.
10,000. I mean, that's a nice bag. That's a nice bag.
Depends where you're at. Like, are you actually trying to stay in sport? Because, like, whoever that was, if you're like an intern, you're done. Like,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
never
yeah.
gonna work for any team again. So, like,
Oh yeah, that
10K,
is true. But the
or-
thing is, the video is not gonna last that long.
What do you mean?
I meant like, as in like, it'll probably be a month before this blows over. It'll probably be like by end of
Didn't
Thanksgiving.
the Warriors come out and say that Draymond's done?
Oh, they're kicking him off the team.
I could have sworn I saw like a Steve
Oh.
Kerr quote saying, "Yeah, this is."
I
not
haven't watched the
happening."
post like interviews about it. Honestly, I need to.
I
Look
haven't
it
been
up.
following up a lot. I've just
I haven't been. I've been
ton of
following up
memes,
on it either,
So
other than just seeing the
for
video.
all I
but
know, that Kerr
that
quote might have been on
shit
Ball
is-
Sack Sports too. It's a real thing. Go look it up.
Sorry, I can't. He might have been on some ball sack sports too.
Seriously.
No, but yeah, that was a crazy thing. Honestly, yo, so much has happened. Like, was that this week or was that last week?
That was this week.
That is in fucking insane. Honestly. Jeez.
Yep. So, prayers for Jordan Poole.
Facts. Hope you make a speedy recovery.
No
Hope you-
offense, I've never been a big fan of yours, Jordan.
I don't think a lot of people haven't, but you know, it is what it
Yeah.
is. Have you been listening to any new music, Patrick?
Yes.
What have you been listening
Thank you
to?
for asking.
Why don't we close out this with some recommendations from new music?
Biggest recommendation. I know there's a lot of stuff that dropped over the last couple of weeks. The new Rome Streets album. He's
Rome Streets.
one of the newest Griselda people. That album was crazy. It's called Kiss the Ring.
Kiss the Ring.
That shit was insane. Like, that is basically all I've been listening to for the last week and some change. Crazy. Super good. All the features were crazy. There was one feature on there specifically. It was on Armed and
This
Dangerous.
man looks
Armani
mad
Caesar.
old, bro. What the hell?
I mean, so what?
Okay.
Anyways, that album was crazy. I mean, I'm kind of under the impression that Griselda doesn't really know how to make a bad album. Like, none of them. But, so yeah, go listen to Rome Streets. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the new Quavo Takeoff album if you listen to it.
Oh, that dropped this weekend? I did not.
Solid. All right, well,
I have not heard.
personally, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I think they definitely wanted, you can tell that they put more effort into it because Offset's gone now. They're like, we still want to prove that we're capable. They definitely proved that. Really solid album. Love the cover art too. Loved it.
Personally, Takeoff is my favorite Migo.
Yes, sir.
But
that's a hot take, but I'm glad that you said that. Because I think it's the right one.
Because
Takeoff is for sure the best.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Takeoff and then Offset, then Quavo.
Quavo, to be honest, Quavo is, I would say, the most marketable Migo.
For sure.
Because he's able to be on so many pop songs.
I'm just saying, from a pure musical standpoint.
Takeoff is the best, yeah.
But Offset has the best. Well, I mean, it was a joint album.
Takeoff doesn't really make albums like that.
Well, he had his one solo album that I actually really liked. But
okay.
Offset has Without Warning, which...
Yeah, Offset is...
I mean,
honestly,
I get that
Offset
it was
more
also...
focused on having a solo career, though.
Oh, for sure.
So that kind of...
All of his singles that have come out have sounded good, too. I'm excited to hear his album.
No, I'm definitely
Especially that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, produced by Baby Keem.
I'm definitely going to catch up on some new music, some new albums.
Also, Freddie Gibbs, great album. It was different from what I was expecting, just because he had 95 different producers on it, and they were all
that man is
they were
no
mainstream producer. I want to say, I can't remember.
Yo,
if
the
Mustard
writing
did
credits,
a song,
he's making no money up there. He's probably making 2 cents.
There were a lot of producers on that, but it was weird because it would go from mainstream song with Offset to Kaytranada produced this one, kind of boom bappy, and then to another song with Moneybagg Yo, and then to him, Anderson .Paak, and Raekwon. It was kind of all over the place. I still thought it was good. I think it was probably my least favorite of his last few, Bandana and Alfredo, but I saw that it's supposed to do close to $30K first week, or it's already past first week, but good. Yeah, solid album from Freddie Gibbs. I mean, as expected, it's Freddie Gibbs. What are you gonna do? What else has dropped? Boldy James.
Never heard of Boldy James.
All right, Boldy James dropped a tape with Nicholas Craven. That's a producer.
Okay.
Yeah, go listen to that too. A lot of Griselda-esque albums recently, and then that Quavo and Migos. Outside of that, though, I didn't listen to the new YG, so can't speak on it. That's pretty much all I got for new music. Rome Streets, though, I'm telling you, that is...
I would definitely check out Rome Streets. Audience,
that is
check
high
out
art.
Rome Streets.
Rome Streets.
Yeah, Rome, and then...
That's the guy right there. I had never heard of him before, maybe the day before his album dropped.
So Rome, and then STREETZ.
I'll put
so
it up
Streets
there.
With a Z.
Yeah.
Is that your editing sound effect? All right.
I'm just giving myself work.
Thank you guys for listening to Dorm Talk, the podcast that's anything but the norm, having combos only found in the dorm. We're your hosts. Thank you for this episode. We'll see you guys next time.
Sir. Be safe.